Alright, so to give you guys the heads up, the collar piece that was used for synchros and the getting the input shaft out, he fits perfectly over the bearing, and I'm just using him to press him in. All I gotta do is make sure that I go far enough for that snap ring to sit on the edge, and I'm just gonna do it slowly, take it back, make sure, because after seeing a crack on the other side, for all I know, the guy pressed it when he was pressing the bearing in. Maybe he was like, oh, I don't know if I'm far enough. I just don't know. I'm just, you know, coming up with theories on this one. But if you overpress it, I'm pretty sure that would definitely crack that edge. So I'm just gonna do this slowly. I'm in no hurry. If all goes well, you will know very shortly. I might want to do it, you know, since I started him, I'll probably swap over to this, go back, swap over, see if that makes a difference. So stay tuned. Okay, well, that took a little bit of getting there, but as you can see, she's pressed in all the way. It's sitting right there on the top. Over here, same thing. On your regular getrags, you will not have this snap ring piece. The bearing will literally just go to the stopper, which if you come over to this case, there's the stopper right there. So this guy right here is your bearing stopper, and mine was cracked, broken, and yeah, so just letting you know about that. So pretty dang cool. I had to keep turning the case. You shouldn't have to. It's just my press is a little 12-ton press, but it gets the job done. So sure, I had to keep moving things around, but that's it. So just don't make that mistake. Keep these bearings out of the case, put the case on the jig, and finagle it until you'll feel it pop in. Once it pops in, you know everything's lined up, then press the bearings on. Now this tool over here is not supposed to be used to press the bearings on, but it's another Kent Moore tool, J36184, and it fit the bearing perfectly around the edge. And after getting it pressed in, now the gear assembly's pressed in the case. I am done with the special tools. I can now assemble this thing back to its back to where it needs to go. Another thing that I found out is the reverse light switch on the Beretta ones are not the same. So come over here, this is a Beretta case, and haha, there it is. That is the new reverse light switch. So that's another modification they did. Yeah, it goes onto the shaft that would sit in that hole. So just letting you know. As you can see, it's inside here. Like inside here, you'll see the reverse light switch. But it's just another thing that they made different, that's all. But yeah, so instead of having the traditional plug like that with the harness, they now have a connector. So, sweet. Well guys, hopefully this was educational for y'all. I'm actually going to end the, well, I don't know if I'll end the video here, but I'll start putting this thing back together, and I think I'll at least video the detent system, because that's not fun. My dad helped me with that last time, and we had a tremendous fun. So, alright guys. So, I am back. I got my bearing retainers all bolted back in, got the shim. Now, for the modification that I thought the factory did is not. What happened was somebody, again, got in here, and as you can see, yeah, that's how it's supposed to be, just like the one in there. So what they did, of why this plastic shim that I was like, hey, don't forget your plastic shim, you're not going to find this in a factory getrag. This apparently was something I ran into, but because, would you look at that? Why did they do that? You can tell that's a weld that they added. That's definitely not factory. What I'm trying to figure out is why. I don't see the rivets broken. I don't see this guy broken off at all. With that guy there, I am imagining that the reason for this plastic shim was to space it perfectly enough so that it didn't interfere with the with this one. But I just don't know. Like, try to get this out of the bag real quick. I didn't want to make this a huge long video, but just want to make sure I have all my ducks in a row for you people. Alright, yeah. So that'd be the output shaft, and as you can see, beautiful. Don't see the reason. I went into the factory service manual, and sure enough, yeah, it doesn't take it. So that's something they did. I think I'm going to steal the backing plate from the other case and use this because, yeah, that's been modified, and apparently it's supposed to be exactly like this. No modification, no problem. So I still don't understand that guy, why it's modified. If anyone knows why that's modified, please let me know. I would like to know why. But yeah, so we should be fine. Okay, so I'm digging this video. Hopefully, before my phone dies. I got the reverse selector right here. It's got nylon tabs where the original Fiero one did not have these nylon tabs on them, or they're missing. That's a good possibility. Now, this guy is the basically the lock to make sure that right there doesn't go out of position. Now, if you come to the other case, the Beretta case, they did it differently. So this guy is actually a roll pin, and the roll pin is, yeah, it's right there. So it's a roll pin on this. The original one, it's just a little plunger dude that you just push down on. That's it. So that's kind of all I'm doing right now. Just showing you the updates that they have made along the way. This one has the traditional dipstick that goes through the case right there. The Beretta ones do not. They actually have the intrusion, not on this side of the case, but yes, actually on this side of the case, where it would come up through here and go in this area. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this guy back together. This is the Fiero one, not the Beretta one, as we bagged that one up, and that one set up a little bit differently. Let me go charge my phone, and I'll start putting this thing together, and hopefully I can get some detailed videos. It's just, yeah, my phone's about to die, and I'm gonna end it right here. So stay tuned, guys. Okay, so we are back. Make sure to put the snap ring in here. I almost forgot it, and I was like, where the heck does this snap ring go? And now that I remember, there was a snap ring that made sure that this safety lock right here stayed down. Let's see what else we got here. The shift stuff is back together. On the Fiero one, this guy is got the pin on this side, not this side. So make sure that the gouge opening for the roll pin on this dude is over on this side. Not the roll pin for that dude that goes on the shaft, but the pin setup for the shifter right here. And then that's how that all goes back. All you have is a little washer underneath the nut, and he just gets pressed on to the shaft. 21 mil, same as the other guy. So now that this is all back, I'm gonna go ahead and lube up some of the bearings with the Sembi lube and get the top part of the case on. That is where we're at. Another thing is this reverse fork here, the nylon. I did take this from the other trans. I'm believing that they're supposed to come with the nylon. I don't think this is an upgrade. I just think that whoever took mine apart probably left them off. Maybe his broke, I don't know. But now that that's all together and everything is working great, goes into all the gears. This is where it's gonna get tricky, because I'm gonna go ahead and silicone the other part of the case on, and the last piece of this is the detent system, which I'm probably gonna get my dad's hands involved on that. Try to film that. It's not fun putting back together, so. All right, guys. Alright, we are back and I just got the case on. So, a reminder of let's not screw up next time. Make sure to get the case bolt in here, because when you put him in, there's no way you're getting this guy in. And actually, you're going to want to put him in before you put the assembly in there with the spring and the hex head. So put the case bolt in, put the spring, the dowel piece with the hex head, get that all tightened down, then put the cover with the C-clip, and you should be fine. Now we're going to go on to the detent system, which this is always fun. I got my 2 stopper guys in there, and then the 4 little BB balls are going to go on the ends of these 4 springs. One thing that I found that I am actually missing from taking apart the other trans is this guy, and the shop manual doesn't even talk about this guy, or at least I can't find it in the shop manual. But he is actually supposed to go in that hole right there. And when I went to my, so just more stuff I'm finding in the transmission. Hopefully covering this, maybe it helps other people out there. That's the whole point of these videos, but hopefully maybe someone can see this and be like, hey, we need to make synchros for the 4-speed M17 again, because those transmissions are fun. You don't need special tools. You literally just separate the case, pop it off, and then bam, you just pull your gear assembly out and take it over to the press and tear it down. But this is where we're at. I got Rodney Dickman's sleeve kit. This transmission is going to be probably the most modified, as it's got the modified case for the bearing, which that's hit and miss. I mean, nothing wrong. Everything's spinning beautiful in this guy, as you can see. It feels good too, like everything about this trans, the way it goes into gear. So let me work on the detent system, see if we can film that. If not, we'll at least get it in and explain how much of a pain in the ass it was. Alright, stay tuned.